morning. Thought I would do a little walk through the garden. It's Sunday. There's my dog with a ball, always with a ball. And there's my kitty cat. So herbs and lettuces, it's starting to bolt, so it's almost done. But it's been really nice having it. I've gotten a few more things planted in here, and if you see the little pellets, that's actually Sluggo. So we just have so many pill bugs, and when I plant little things, they start eating them. So I did some research, and Sluggo is organic, and this is flowers anyway. But I've got a whole bunch of flowers to go in. So this is all alyssum that I grew from seed, which is the first year I've been successful at growing it from seed. And anyway, I've got a bunch more flowers to go in, and I'll probably put them in this morning. And we have our little cactus that we've had for 20 some years, and it is blooming. And it started out as all those plus a couple others were all in one little teeny tiny pot. And as they've grown, we've separated them, and they just keep getting bigger. And then there's my strawberries, and they're actually doing pretty good, although I see some yellow there. And I did feed them. I try to feed them once a week because they're in the green stock. So it's a little bit of an overcast day here today, but it's still warm. And Harrison and Ijon are on their way. They're in Utah with a broken fuel pump. So they were going to be here tonight, but now they are not going to be here till Monday. So, but that's fine. I mean, we're excited for them to get here, but they'll get here when they get here. So this is cabbage. So this is all netted, so that I have a chance of making it without having bugs everywhere. Kajari melons are doing good. I'm training them onto the trellis. And cucumbers, also, they're working their way up the trellis, and it's a lot of cucumbers, but we're planning on doing a bunch of pickling this year. Onions are starting to get big, so they're definitely bulbing. I only had one go to flower, which I've learned happens just from strange weather, but I'm pretty happy with my onions at this point. I think we'll have plenty of onions this year. And I'm starting to have some flowers. So some of my zinnias are blooming. And these are my queen limes that didn't turn out very limey. They're pretty orange, which is pretty funny because that's like not one of my favorites. And there's a chicken out there. When I come out here, the chickens come looking for me. And the mama's out there with her baby. The baby's getting bigger. So this has grown like crazy, and I decided to net it because I've already lost several to vine borers, and the squash bugs are out in force. So this is, hopefully I'm going to get zucchini this year. And then of course my potatoes, which are crazy big and very exciting. Oh, there's a kitty cat. Everything's growing. Okra's doing actually pretty good. It's outgrowing the aphids, and beans are climbing, and they're starting to flower, so I'm actually starting to see a little bit of beans. I lost another vine, summer squash there to vine borers. That one's still alive, but we shall see. And we have some really nice wildflowers out here this year. And it's not been a good wildflower year, but we got a few. We've got a feral cat that's been running around. We've been kind of trying to let Blue out in the chicken yard. Oh, and here's the most exciting thing. Actually, I'm really excited about this because I've never grown them. These are still doing pretty good. I got one spaghetti squash. I might net these. These are beets. And sweet potatoes are taking off. But here's the thing that I'm getting very excited about. My hollyhocks are getting flower stalks. So I'm going to end up with hollyhocks, which I'm very excited about. Ginger's actually doing, I don't know, the wind whips it really bad, but it's actually doing pretty good. It's getting lots of new sprouts. And then, of course, horseradish, which always does really, really good. And there's our berries back there, and they're all looking real healthy. I'm getting some shishito peppers. These are bell peppers, and I've got more space in here to put in more peppers, and I will. So here's my still kind of eaten up okra, but it'll outgrow it. And then I've got some random tomatoes that, of course, I don't even know what they are, but they're doing really good. A few more tomatoes, and this is not fully planted. I did put some dill in here, and I do have blossoms on the peas, so I think I will at least get a few peas. And the weather's been super, super mild, so that means a lot more peas. So we'll go into the high tunnel, and this is where, of course, most everything's going on. So I had a bird in here yesterday, and it was really interesting. A little teeny tiny thing, and couldn't figure out how to get out, but it finally did. So basil, a flat of parsley. A lot of this is peppers, eggplant, some things I'm giving away. I had a flat of tomatoes, and that's what's left. And then those are all planted there. And those Pete, it says he's going to go to the farmer's market, and he'll sell my tomatoes for me. This is all snapdragons, and I'm going to plant these in the bed tomorrow. And they're healthy, and they look great. More flowers. So I did a lot of flowers this year, more than I've ever done. But tomatoes are getting big, and I still have beets. I got to get those harvested. And I've been whacking my tomatoes like crazy this year, and put them up with Florida weave, which is just a string basically. And I did replant this, and I did get some more germination, but we shall see. I think I'm going to plant another couple rows outside. And these are tomatoes that I took cuttings and popped them in, and 3 of them are doing quite good. 2 of them are doing really, really good. And these are hybrids, and so if I propagate them this way, they're true. Couple of cherry tomatoes, banana, which is getting another leaf again. And here's this is interesting, my super sauce, I'm already getting tomatoes set. And these are huge, big tomatoes, like you barely fit it in your hand. And I have just 2 plants. I only had 2 seeds left, and I was lucky they both germinated. But if I want more, I will just take cuttings and propagate them. And these are my Roadsters, which is it's a hybrid, and I've never grown it before, but it's been recommended by some people that I watch, YouTubers that I watch, San Marzano. So everything's growing, but it's not growing super fast yet because we're still, our weather's still a little bit cool, but it's very exciting to seed tomatoes. And to give you a sense, I mean, they're not very big yet, but these will be huge. These are just giant, and they're paste tomatoes, and they taste just really, really good. So that's kind of what's going on. I've got some celery in here and some celeriac, which I've never grown before. I don't even know what to do with it, but that's what happens. We grow new things, and we figure out what to do with them. So a bunch of things. I got to get out here and water. I've got some pansies, and they're actually blooming. So I got a lot of flowers to go in. And more things to pot up. And that's kind of what's going on. We'll walk out here, and out there is the mama and the baby. I don't know if you can see it. There's Eddie the eagle going in the coop. But out there, let's see if I can zoom in here. Yeah, there's the mama, and the baby's growing. And it's doing good. And it's really funny because it's little enough it can come out of the little run, and the other chickens are just fine with it. So I think we're gonna, in another 3 or 4 days, we're gonna open the gate and let the mama come and go, and let the little chicken with the rest of the flock. And kind of see what happens. We're also talking about opening the back gate of our little 1/4 acre fenced area, and letting the chickens out into the rest of the property, because they kind of need it. Oh, I know something that's kind of funny that I'll show you. So down here, one of the things that happens is the rooster gets his favorite chickens, and he breeds them a little too much, and they start kind of getting bare patches on their backs. So I put a saddle on this one, and it's just this little fabric thing and just goes around her wings, but it just means that when Rocky gets on top of her, it protects her feathers from him busting out some of them. So if you look at this girl, you can see she's kind of missing some feathers on her back. And some of it is just that it's spring and he's a young rooster, and he's not always super gentle. And I don't know that, I mean, he's not trying to hurt him or anything. It's just that he has great big claws, and you can see her. She's got a bare patch, and it's not, you know, I mean, they're not bloody or anything like that. It's just the feathers coming out. So anyway, so I put that on her. This is kind of an old-fashioned thing, and usually you just leave it for 3 or 4 weeks, and then their feathers grow back, and then you just take it off. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on. We're really enjoying the little chickie, and it is growing and it's changing color. So we'll find out what it is. I hope it's not a rooster, but it might be, and we don't need a second rooster. So it's interesting though. It doesn't let us pick it up. It's a lot wilder than the other chicks that we raised in a box. So I think that's kind of normal. Anyway, it's kind of what's going on. It's like I said, a little overcast. Oh, there's Rocky. So hopefully we'll see Harrison and Ijon tomorrow, and talk to y'all soon. Love you. Bye.